Because we've gone through the fire and we've been hurt. We've been there. We've been through them situations. We've gone through those circumstances. We've had preachers hurt us. We've had what we had thought were good Christians hurt us. In the times when we needed help the most, that's been times when somebody in a church or a church itself has just put their heel on us and tried to stomp us further and further in the ground. But thank God you didn't let the fire get you out of the race. Amen. You stayed in. You stuck by the stuff. Somehow you got a healing from a good, solid, evergreen Christian, and now you need to become the same. You need to reach out there and help somebody that's hurting this morning. You need to reach out there and be a healing part of their life. Amen.
Amen.
But in here, there needs to be a continual healing going on. Hello?
Amen. Amen.
The medicine, I think about the cleansing. You have to cleanse a wound, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want it to heal right, you don't want infection to get into it, then there needs to be a cleansing. And so when you study about evergreens, you find out this, that 1 acre of evergreens produce 6 tons of pure oxygen a day. Man, we're living in a polluted world.
Yeah, amen.
The best you can do, you're living in a polluted world.
Right.
And what we need, man, we need a breath of fresh air.
Amen.
We need something pure. We need something right.
Amen.
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 Hello?
Amen.
You know, if you drive a dump truck and you drive that dump truck 8 to 10 hours a day and the only thing you ever haul in the back of that dump truck is asphalt, you know what you're going to smell like when you get home? You'll smell like asphalt. You know what that means? You're going to stink.
Yeah.
You know what you need? Good cleansing.
Yeah. Amen.
Why? Because you're polluting the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amen.
And your husbands ever walk in after working all day and your wife just kind of look at you and say, "Shoo, you stink, you need to go take a bath." Never? The other day I'd been sawing wood all day and running the chainsaw all day. It's 98 degrees and the heat index is over 100. So you can imagine, now about 7 hours of that, you can imagine when I come in Mom's house. Mom's always been kind, you know, and I was hot and wasn't a dry thread on me anywhere, and I just wanted to cool off before I done anything. And so I got me something cold to drink, and got me a towel, put a towel over the chair, didn't want to get all my stink all over Mom's furniture. And I got in a cool place, but it didn't want where the air conditioner was just blowing on me. And I was sitting there just relaxing. I was give out and wore out. And I was watching my clothes was starting to dry a little bit. And finally, after sitting there, I finally mustered up the energy, and I got up. And I said, "Mom," I said, "if you don't mind, I think I'm going to go take me a shower." And she said, "You need to. You stink." My mom ain't never told me I stink. I'm almost 52 years old, and she finally tells me I stink. What was she saying? I was messing up her hair.
Yeah.
There wasn't nothing pure about the scent. That was the aroma that was coming off of me.
Yeah. Yeah. Amen.
Hello? You and I need to recognize, friend, that evergreen Christians is something that we need in the day and hour in which we live. There needs to be a freshness. Mom come home the other day and she said, "Listen," she said, whenever you go to Lowe's or wherever you go the next time, that you need to get some air fresheners for the bathrooms downstairs. What was she telling me? They stunk.
Yeah.
Hello?
Amen.
And then one of the ladies got around to my wife and said, you need to remind the preacher to tell these guys how to flush the urinals in the men's bathroom.
Right. Amen.
So, guys, I'm telling you, you don't flush them, there ain't a freshness in there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
There's a foulness, there's a bad odor left around.
That's right.
Listen, there's been enough bad things happen in Christians' lives, and there's enough that's fallen out of the race, friend. There's enough bad stuff out there for the world to have to try to smell, friend. There needs to be be some evergreen Christians in the day and hour in which we live, friend, that's got a freshness about them. And if the fire is raging and the smoke is ascending, there still needs to be somebody that smells fresh and crisp. Amen. There needs to still be somebody that's walking with God and not walking in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standing in the way of the sinner. Amen.
Amen.
There needs to be a freshness about us.
Sure. Amen. That's right. Yeah.
I noticed last time I went to the tag office to renew one of my tags, I noticed that one of the things that they had hanging on the wall to sell, and I never have figured out why they're trying to sell stuff that you generally go to the auto parts to get, but one of the kind of air fresheners that they had hanging there on the wall, it said new car scent. What a blessing. Isn't that something? There is something about that new car scent, isn't there?
Amen.
Now, some of y'all probably don't know what that is because you've never had one, but you can go over to the DMV office and you can get you an air freshener and you can put it in that old filthy ride that you're riding around in. At least you can dream about having one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh? After all the mud and all the dirt and everything that you drug in and out of that vehicle and the best that you've done to try to vacuum it out, let's put you some new Carson in there and dream. Church, what I'm trying to get you to see is that an evergreen Christian needs to have a freshness about them.
Amen.
Amen. Hello? Listen, Brother Jim's talking about his nephew this morning in the military and the morales are at an all-time low because of the commander-in-chief. You know who that is, right?
Yeah.
There needs to be a freshness. The morale so often in Christian lives, they get at an all-time low, and it's not because of the commander-in-chief as far as we have, but if we're not careful, we allow the circumstances in life to get our morale low. We need somebody to come along that's fresh. We need somebody to come along that's got a fresh perspective every once in a while.
That's right.
We need somebody to come along that's got a fresh view of things every once in a while.
That's right. Amen.
There needs to be a freshness about you. You need to try to make the room not just lighter and brighter, but you need to make the room smell better.
Yeah.
As a Christian. You still with me?
Amen.
The medicinal part is the blessing. I mean, how many of you want to be sick over and over again and never have a medicine to take for it?
Right.
Don't y'all think it's a blessing when you got a bad headache and you take a pill and you feel better 30 minutes later?
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Right.
The motive. The motive. Evergreens are always green. I like what Webster said about the word green. Webster said that the word green means the color of growing plants. Green is the color of growing plants. Well, evergreen Christians should ever be growing.
Yeah.
We should be like the Brother Lee told us years ago that he never wanted to get to the place in his life to where he didn't grow anymore. And he couldn't learn anymore. You and I should be growing, and you and I should be learning. But you and I, friend, and that's part of living. But I want you to notice three things here. That this pictures, first of all, the motive is life, and it pictures faithfulness. And there's something about life, the life of that tree, friend, no matter what kind of tree it is, Brother Jim. The life, the blood, the life of the flesh is in the blood, and in that tree it's called SAP.
That's right.
Sap.
There.
Sap. And do you know, friend, out of all the trees in the world, the stickiest sap that you'll ever put your hands on comes out of evergreens?
Amen.
Man, you go out there and cut that pine tree down while the sap is running. Listen, over half of the trusses in my mom and dad's house are made out of pine poles. When we got ready to build that house years ago when I was 11, 12 years old, Dad wanted to save money, and so we're out there, and he's got an old, but went and bought him one of them brand new blue Home-Light chainsaws. I'll tell you how long that's been. And he's out there cutting down them pine trees and stripping off all the limbs. And he's got me and Mom some sawhorses made up. He's got a couple of draw knives from Papa. I had no idea what a draw knife was then, and I don't care what it is now. He cut them down, laid them up, and he said, again, to this draw knife. And I looked at him and said, what am I supposed to do with this? He said, you got to peel the bark. I said, why can't you leave the bark on? He said, it'll rot with the bark left on, or it'll attract bugs, and bugs will eat the house down. So we're out there in the middle of the summer with a draw knife, peeling the bark off of all them pine logs, and you can imagine what we look like at the end of the day. Sap on my hands, sap on my arms, sap all over my clothes, and out there sweating and not paying no attention, man, and go like this. You know, and after a little while, it's like you get right there and it's, oh, dear God. What and there ain't much that you can use to get it off. Can I tell you, Dawn don't work on dry trees out. I tell you what does, turpentine. It ain't no fun washing your face with turpentine. It's not any fun washing the hairs on your arms with turpentine. Amen. Hello? What do you say? I'm telling you, friend, about the stickability, man, this sap, the faithfulness. You and I need to recognize it. We need some stickability about us in these last days. We're watching people quit. We're watching people mess up. We're watching people fall in love with the world like Demas did. We need to be evergreen Christians, and we need to be stickable. Amen.
Amen.
You know, one of the things that they use the sap for out of those trees is to make different kinds of glues. I can understand that. I started to tell Dad the other day, Dad come in and his shoe was, this much of it was all that's holding the sole back on. He wanted to know if I had some glue. And I just didn't think fast enough. If I'd thought fast enough, I'd said, let's go out there and cut down one of them pine trees and get you a brush and get the resin and put on there and stick it back on tomorrow. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
Works better than Gorilla Glue. Faithful. Listen, when the fire's raging, you need to be faithful.
Yeah.
When the storm's raging, you need to be faithful.
Amen.
You have some stickability about you.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
You know, it's sad. One of the things that I've watched down through the years, we've seen some good people follow the advice of just 3 different men that used to be a part of this church. We had 3 deacons in this church that was able to lead a lot of folks away from this church years ago, and the majority of the people that they led away are not in church anywhere today.
Amen.
Nowhere. And some of them, their health is gone and they're not going to live very much longer, and they don't have a church family now to rally around. That's sad.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
Because they didn't have a little bit of stickability about it. They should have stuck around long enough to see who was right and who was wrong.
Right.
Amen.
Amen. Yeah.
Should have been faithful for a little while.